Hi there, this is Gist Nigeria. Coming up on the program, public education. We look at how lingering university lecturer strike impacts on students. Also, self-medication. Experts warns against patronizing unlicensed drug vendors. Plus, vision on wheels. 16-year-old apprentice welder converts bicycle to motorcycle. And
hi, I'm Olamide Ejo. Check me out.
The urban activist concerned about slum upgrading and housing rights. Welcome to Gist Nigeria from the BBC and Channels Television, where we follow conversations on social media and help you make sense of them all. I'm Wali Fakile. Let's start with our lead story. Now, it is a great time to be a student in any public university in Nigeria at the moment. Between March 2020 and now, students have lost a total of 12 months. That equals 3 semesters, or if you like, 1.5 academic years to industrial action, called by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU. Authorities and the union have engaged in discussions, but nothing much seems to have been achieved. Gist Nigeria's Aneta Felix has been finding out the impact of this on students and what needs to be done to properly fund public universities in Nigeria.
19-year-old Favor Roland had big dreams on a timeline. Graduate as a dental surgeon from University of Calabar at 21, complete National Youth Service at 22, and establish a dental clinic within 10 years of graduation. But her plans have hit the brakes.
Okay, so the first strike I experienced was in 2020, which lasted for 9 months, and now here's another strike, and we're entering the 3rd month of this strike, and I'm supposed to be in 400, but I'm still stuck in 200 level, and it's not funny because I have other areas of my life I want to attend to.
Ayin and Precious were preparing for their 2nd semester's exams at Nnamdi Azikiwe University and University of Benin when ASUU struck again.
We're supposed to start our exams the next day. So I stayed up all night, I'd read, we're having physiology, and physiology is a really, really bulky course. The next morning, we actually heard that they had enforced the strike.
By now, I'm supposed to be done with my 100 level exams, going to 200 level, but exams are on hold. When the strike is called off, I feel the school would like to rush us with our exams or whatever lessons they want to give us. And I feel GPs will be very low because there's no motivation to read, even at home.
Ijeoma Nnabuihe, on the other hand, had already completed her final exams, was built to defend her thesis and begin a 2nd degree in medicine and surgery.
I applied through DE, and DE means you have to impute your 1st degree, and right there is showing a waiting result because I haven't gotten my BSc.
Perhaps looking to push for an immediate truce between ASUU and government, some students had planned a protest at the University of Lagos on Tuesday, May 3rd. It was shelved last minute for logistic reasons, but that didn't deter a high security presence at the university gates. The critical question at this point would be, what does ASUU really want? ASUU President Professor Emmanuel Osodeke isn't holding back.
One is renegotiation of the 2009 agreement. To the issue of revitalization of public university, which also arose from the 2009 agreement, we agreed that the government will put in 220 billion naira every year into the Nigerian university system over 5 years. But the government have not done that. While we issue an academic allowance, which is the extra work a lecturer is doing in addition to his normal work, and he will be paid. We also have areas that have not been paid. We have the issue of UTAS, University Transparency and Accountability Solution, which we developed to replace IPPIS, which had been creating so much problem in the system. It does not capture all the component of the salary of academic staff. And I remember today I have been short paid, so I'll be paid for 2018 and a number of months. They have not been paid using this system. We have developed, and it's a foreign system that was imported in without testing. But for the UTAS that we're talking about, it had been tested and passed, scored 99.9% on the technicalities and 95% on end user test. But till now they have refused to accept to use it. And then we have the issue of proliferation of universities. Today, governors are just sit up one day and start creating 3, 4, 5 universities without any provision for funding.
The financial cost of some of what ASUU is asking for is too heavy for government to carry. In addition to meeting other needs, it has changed. And government is hoping that ASUU will understand that some of the financial implication of what ASUU is asking for may not be implemented ballpark, that it will be implemented over a period of time.
What we are asking for is funding system that will upgrade our university to a standard that we can have lecturers coming from all over the world, we can have students coming from all over the world to our universities. And I don't think 1.3 trillion naira released over 6 years, which comes to 220 billion naira in a year, is too much for a country like Nigeria. That can spend 4 trillion naira on fuel subsidy. So it is just the lack of interest that you are having this system, but say that the amount is too much.
Some experts say public tertiary education is heavily subsidized in Nigeria, impractical, and as incessant ASUU strikes have shown, unsustainable. Educationist Paul Ogudoro speaks to these issues.
In Britain, the average child in the university pays a minimum of £9,000, to study in a year. In Nigeria, the average federal school doesn't charge even up to 100,000 in a year. So you can imagine, how do we provide adequate funding to pay teachers, to buy laboratory equipment, to provide reagents for those who are doing the sciences and those kinds of things. So let's be willing to pay more. Any figure that is below 200,000 per year is unrealistic. It's not going to take us to where we need to be.
What's the standard of public tertiary education in developed countries, and what can Nigeria learn from them?
Education is funded in UK by an organization or a financial system called the Student Loan Scheme. And this is funded basically from the state purse. You borrow money, and when you borrow money, you pay back. If you don't pay back, you can be in prison for not paying that. So we can do that through the NIS-BVN, form a bank, let students go there for loans, and also let the state fund primary and secondary education. It is by your choice you want to take a loan to go to university. The government has no business in running university.
In the Scandinavian region, where education is absolutely free to any level, we also discovered that the taxation system ensures that everybody contributes, to provide the resources which the government uses to provide good education. We don't have that kind of system in our country. So we are not being realistic when we keep insisting that this current government we have, with the limited resources they can afford, they have in their hands, is a government that can fund education well.
On Friday, April 29th, the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) issued a 21-day ultimatum for governments to address ASUU demands or face a 3-day national warning strike. National Association of Nigerian Students (NANS) also threatened to disrupt upcoming party primaries and other political activities in Abuja if the strike continues. As for when ASUU will call off the current industrial action, Professor Osedeke's response was unequivocal.
Unknown. We are just waiting. Whenever they are ready, want to talk and agree, they will be willing to call off the strike.
Usually touted as the future of Nigeria, millions of young people affected by the face-off between ASUU and government are moving on with their lives based on this uncertainty. Favor took on a baking class during the last strike and makes cakes for sale. Aina now writes for US and Canada-based magazines. Ijoma took lessons in fashion designing and now makes her own dresses. Precious, who began makeup classes in February, is booked and busy. Annetta, Felix, Gist Nigeria.